Well, I'll tell you, I'm sure glad we got out of that closet.
I didn't think we'd ever find our way out.
But you know, the reason why Sarah Winchester built that house still remains a mystery. We didn't find any conclusive evidence of ghosts or spirits.
No. We have found a group of folks who take a more scientific approach to finding out what happens to us after we die, though. They're a group of real-life Ghostbusters, though they prefer to be called paranormal investigators.
And to see what kind of weird science they use to capture their ghouls, we went down to visit them in Philadelphia.
We're heading to one of Philly's most famous historical sites, Fort Mifflin, a Revolutionary War structure where a lot of people met their ultimate demise.
Ghost hunters say the place is pretty haunted. Maybe we'll finally get to the bottom of what happens after we die.
Let's see, what do we got here?
Let's get our ghost hunting equipment. Should be able to spot one with this.
What do you think?
Oh, take that off. You'll need that.
Thank you. Ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Here at historic Fort Mifflin, we're supposed to rendezvous with the South Jersey Ghost Research Team. This 50-year-old outfit of certified sleuths scope out homes, businesses, and historic sites to prove or disprove the existence of paranormal activity.
They've already scoured Fort Mifflin once using a slew of scientific gadgetry. But tonight they're back because they still can't explain all of the strange things going on here. We show up early to get the 411 from Dave Giuliano, the group's leader.
Why Fort Mifflin? Is this place really have a history of being haunted, or just a history?
It's one of those unique locations where you have a lot of history going on, plus a lot of ghosts that have been reported here over the years. Hundreds and hundreds of people have reported seeing the same exact apparitions in the same exact buildings.
Fort Mifflin is built in 1776 to defend colonial Philadelphia from the British during the Revolutionary War. In 1777, the soldiers manning the fort fend off an assault by 250 British warships that are attempting to resupply land troops chasing General Washington's army.
The American successful defense against the British ships earns Mifflin its reputation as the fort that saved America.
But that reputation comes at a price of over 200 lives.
Sounds like we'll be able to find at least one ghost in the bunch. Maybe one of those poor souls can tell us what happens after we die.
We're hunting ghosts at Philadelphia's Fort Mifflin.
Built for use in the Revolutionary War, it earns the reputation as the fort that saved America when its soldiers fend off a British attack in 1777.
After dark, we join Dave Giuliano and the South Jersey Ghost Research Team to figure out if this historic fort is haunted. First, we head to the West Sallyport, a gateway next to the water, where ghosts who once saved George Washington haunt the fort.
Now, Dave, we know you're a sensitive guy, but you don't like to come in this area, right?
A lot of people don't like coming back here. They report feeling very heavy, like I'm already feeling a tightness in my chest.
Really?
That's basically what I'll feel back here. Some people reported sharp stabbing pains or headaches, a lot of like ailments, or just a general feeling that they don't really feel welcome back here, or it's very uneasy.
In November of 1777, British ships firing from the waterfront try to blast their way into the fort through this doorway.
They were able to line up one of their gunships and their cannons with this door and basically start shooting right into the fort.
This attack claims over 200 lives.
So more people were killed in this area defending this than any other spot during that siege. So you just have that atmosphere that a lot of people die. That seems to just hang in the air for years. The buildings and the stone itself and a lot of the iron act as a conduit to help trap energy in.
Dave's team places EMF meters by the historic door to record this remnant energy. EMF stands for electromagnetic fields, which are energy fluctuations. They tell us these EMF meters measure the energy of the men who died here over 225 years ago.
They did give Washington enough time to escape to Valley Forge, where it was too far for the British to reach him at that time. If that hadn't happened, the revolution might have ended right there.
So this is a pretty important doorway right here.
Yes, it is.
While the team continues to record EMF fluctuations, we head over to the Powder magazine, where investigators are taking pictures with digital cameras.
Believe it or not, the digital cameras are often able to pick up energy in the form of apparitions.
Camera there we have the time.
Really? Well, check out this apparition I captured.
Oh, come on. Ghost photographs are pretty common and have a long history that stretches all the way back to 1862, just when photography is becoming a mass medium.
Boston hobbyist William Mumler, one of the first generation of shutterbugs, snaps this portrait. Lo and behold, he unexpectedly also captures the image of a ghostly figure. Soon enough, Mumler earns a reputation as the man who can summon the dead in his photos. He makes $10 a pop, when the average portrait costs mere pennies.
Mumler becomes so famous that he moves to New York, where Abraham Lincoln's widow, Mary Todd, a devout believer in the spirits, sits for this portrait. And look who shows up.
But by 1869, Mumler's famous photos invite accusations of fraud, and the New York City Marshal arrests him and puts him on trial.
Ironically, the world's greatest showman is also Mumler's biggest critic. None other than P.T. Barnum serves as the star witness for the prosecution. As evidence of Mumler's guilt, Barnum exhibits a portrait of his own making, complete with Honest Abe's ghost.
You would think Barnum's fake Abe Lincoln portrait was the smoking gun the prosecution needed to convict Mumler. But there's one more twist in this sordid tale. The verdict, not guilty. Citing lack of evidence, the jury exonerates Mumler and sends Barnum back to the circus.
Today, a long tradition of ghostly images continues.
Before we got here, they took some pictures consecutive, so they were within the same minute. One picture was clear up down that end, and the next picture, there's a fog in it, and then the next picture, there's nothing in it again, perfectly clear, and they were all taken within about 30 seconds of each other.
So what is a fog entity? What does that signify?
We call it mist. Some people call it ectoplasm mist. We think it's a higher level of energy. It's almost maybe to the point where an apparition's about to form. It's nothing we see with the eye, but it's picked up by the camera.
So you're saying that there could be ghosts all around us and we don't even know it, right?
A lot of people don't realize that. There's spirits everywhere.
There's one more haunted historical site to see. The fort's prison.
This looks like a dungeon in here.
Well, during the Civil War, it was actually used to house Confederate prisoners, deserters from the Union Army, and just about anyone else that broke the law that didn't fit in the regular jail.
What's your head?
They must have been shorter back then. Ooh.
A little bit further.
It certainly
This is
looks
casement
haunted.
number 5.
Whoa.
Hey, there's a party going on in here.
It certainly wasn't a party here during the Civil War. In 1864, the fort's detention center housed 215 Confederate POWs, but the Union deserters were apparently kept right here, in this cell.
This is where we've been doing mostly our EVPs, or audio recordings, electronic voice phenomenon, trying to obtain spirit voices on tape all night. We have a computer set up here, so we're actually able to view the sound wave as we're recording it and then go back and listen to it to see what we've actually gotten.
Is there anybody here with us tonight?
EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, is the inexplicable speech or whispering that mysteriously emerges on tape with or without a microphone. And tonight, the ghost hunters are carefully listening.
Is there a particular spook that you're looking for in this casement here?
This casement, it's one of the most famous is someone called Billy Howe. He was a prisoner that was hung here for murder during the Civil War, the only person ever hung here at the fort.
Billy Howe is one of 200,000 soldiers accused of deserting the Union Army. In 1864, he receives a death sentence for killing a Union officer.
The team has been tracking Fort Mifflin's elusive Howe. Investigator Amy Grove is hot on Howe's trail.
Did you hear it's a whisper?
What did it say?
It's actually saying my whole name.
I heard something, all right, but it could be just about anything. Let's hear that one more time, Amy Grove.
You think they read it off your
We think
name
they
tag?
read it off our name tag.
Wow.
So there is more on here, but I have to take it to listen to it.
What's that?
We don't know.
Now that's really weird. But how do I know I'm not just imagining things?
In 1936, researchers start attempting to capture voices of the dead on tape with little success. Today, ghost hunters have technology on their side. Dave's team uses special audio software to visually analyze the sound.
You just sit here in total silence and record everything, or do you try to prompt the spirits into talking to you?
We'll ask questions. We'll ask questions like, what's your name? What year is it? Anything that we think that might be, pertain to the area or the spirits here. You want to give one a shot?
Yeah, definitely.
Where's the beer?
That should be good. That might actually get a response.
Well, it seems the dead are about as willing to speak to you as most living people.
My bartender says the same thing.
The ghosts clam up when we're around, but some voices were collected before we arrived.
It's really quiet. It says, "Get back."
That's why it's good to look at it too, because you can actually see where the noise is.
I think I hear dead people.
He's definitely saying get back, but get back to what?
I think it's time for us to get back to the office.
Okay, Dave, it's been a pleasure.
Okay, take care. Let's play this one more time.
How do we get out of this place?
I don't know.